In this video, we'll take a look at the first part of the Unit 7 review on quadrilaterals. So question 1, the base angles in an isosceles trapezoid are congruent. The opposite sides in a parallelogram are congruent. We have a parallelogram, JERM. What is the measure of angle J? So angle J is right here. And we should know that consecutive angles are supplementary. So 180 minus 48 will give us 132. The diagonals in a rhombus, these are perpendicular. Number 5a, AMBE is a square. If AB is 36, so this diagonal here is 36, find ER. Okay, so ER, and if this is a square, then both of these diagonals are congruent, and they're going to, well, E to R is going to be half of the AB. So if I just take 36 and divide it by 2, that gives me 18. Because those are both 18. 5B, if the measure of angle MAR is 5x minus 35, so this guy right here, and let me go ahead and erase this other stuff. M to A to R, that's this angle here, is 5x minus 35. Solve for x. All right, so if this is a square, then each of these angles is 90 degrees, and the diagonal is going to bisect it, so that means half of 90 is 45. We set this equal to 45 and we solve. So if I add 35 to both sides, that's going to give me 5x is equal to 80, and when I divide both sides by 5, x gives me 16. Now, we're solving for x, so x is 16. In question number 6a, in the square above, if the measure of ARM, A to R to M, is 7y plus 41, find the value of y. Okay, well this angle here is going to be a 90 degree. We know that this guy is 45. This guy right here is also 45. The three angles in a triangle have to add to 180, so we know that ARM, this angle is 90. So 7y plus 41 is equal to 90. If I subtract 41, 7y is equal to 49, and divide both sides by 7, y is equal to 7. In the square above, if AM is 6, so this time A to M, this guy is 6. Find E to M. Okay, so if this guy is 6, well, we know that this guy is also 6. And this is a 45, 45, 90. And so this is going to be a 6 root 2. Remember from our unit on special rights, the ratios of these sides are x, x, x root 2. If this is 6, this is 6, this is 6 root 2. Number 7, Rich is a rectangle. HI, so I'm looking at from the diagonal here, is 8x minus 20. AC is x minus 1. Find x. Okay, so if this is a rectangle, then the diagonals are congruent. So the way I'm going to solve for x is set this diagonal, the first HI, equal to twice AC. All right, so distribute, combine our like terms. And let's solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides, add 20 to both sides, and we have 6x is equal to 18, and so x is equal to 3. And rectangle RICH, measure of angle RAH, so let's see what that is. RA to H, this angle right here, is 36 degrees. Find the measure of CRI. Okay, so now we're trying to find C to R to I, this angle up here. All right, so First thing we can do is find these base angles right here, this guy and this guy, because we know that those are congruent. And if I take off that vertex angle, that 36, let's see, that'll give me 144. If I take 144 and divide it by 2, each of those base angles is 72. Now, since this is a rectangle, these angles here are 90 degrees. And so I can find the difference in 90 and 72, and that gives me 18. So this angle right here is 18 degrees. Question number 9, squares have what? They have 4 diagonals? No, they have 2. Nope, no, that's not true. 4 right angles, that's true. And of course, all their sides are congruent. So I'm going with B. Number 10, PARE is a parallelogram. Okay, so let's highlight. E to L is 3x plus 7. L to A is 5x minus 9. Find x and EL. Okay, so if I have a parallelogram, then I can set these segments equal to each other and solve for x. I'm going to subtract 3x and add 9 to both sides. And so on the left side, that's going to give me 16. On the right, 2x. And when I divide, x is going to give me 8. So I know that x is 8. If I want to find EL, I'm going to take the 8 and plug it in for the x. So 3 times 8 plus 7, that's 24 and 7. And what is that, 31? Question 11, if the measure of angle RPA, all right, so let's see what that is. R to P to A, this is the angle we're looking at, is 48. What is the measure of PRE? So I'm trying to look for P to R to E. P to R to E. Well, that would also be 48 because parallelogram, of course, has parallel sides, and this would be a transversal. And we know from our unit on lines that opposite interior angles are congruent. So that's 48 degrees. In question 12, we can be sure that angles A and D in parallelogram ABCD. So I'm looking at angle A and D. These are supplementary. Opposite angles are always congruent not in a trapezoid. How about a parallelogram? A quadrilateral is just a 4-sided figure, which could be a trapezoid. So we can't say that for sure, but for sure in a parallelogram. Number 14, not all rectangles have, let's see, diagonals that bisect. No, that's true. Diagonals that are congruent, that's not true. Oh wait, that is true, sorry. No, that's not true. I can draw a picture. Let's see, well, the correct answer is C. Not all rectangles have 4 congruent sides. See, that's true. Yeah, diagonals that are congruent, that's true. That's true. That's true. 4 congruent sides, that's true. Because look at this guy. These sides are definitely not congruent. 15, TRAP is a trapezoid. Measure of angle R is 123. Find the measure of angle A. Okay, so in order to find this, consecutive angles are supplementary. So I just need to subtract this guy from 180, and that will give me, let's see, 7, how about 57? Last question for today, ENGL is a rhombus. Okay, so rhombuses have 4 congruent sides. Measure of angle G is 3x minus 15. I'm looking at this angle here. Measure of angle E is 150. Find x. Okay, well these angles, opposite angles are congruent in a rhombus. So I can set these equal, and let's just solve. If I add 15 to both sides, 3x is 165, and divide both sides by 3, x is equal to 55. So that's what x is. And then find the measure of angle n. Okay, so if this angle is 150, then this angle has to be 30 because those are supplementary.